Please start with the introduction.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Gaurav Mondal. I live in Kolkata. I completed my schooling from Hadley Higher Secondary School. After that, I went for diploma in electrical engineering from APCL Polytechnic. Currently, I am pursuing my BTech in electronics and communication engineering from Meghnad Institute of Technology. I have deep interest in Python programming and in the field of IoT and robotics. I have done considerable projects using this technology. I'd like to mention about my project obstacle avoidance car, which avoids obstacle and make a free part of it. Apart from it, I also worked on IoT in home automation system, where an individual can control its home appliances over internet via any place over the world. I have also attended many tech fest. One of like to mention like Yanta Robotics, organized by IIT Bombay. Over there, I was in the my team was in the top 10 position. Uh, and talking about my activities, includes rock climbing and trekking. Recently, I trekked Hamta Pass, which was 14,000 feet above sea level. And my hobbies include playing guitar and listening songs. That's all about me.
Where are you looking yourself in next 5 years, if I ask you?
Ma'am, I would say 5 years is a long time. I would like to say I will break it into two halves. In the first phase, I will develop my skills in the particular domain, and in the next half, I will deliver my full effort in that domain, and I will put great efforts in the company.
What do you think you as a suitable candidate amongst all who are looking for the job opportunities?
Ma'am, as I mentioned, I have worked on several projects and working on several projects include I have worked with different kinds of people where I handled as a team leader position and also worked on different circumstances. So I would like to say I can handle much pressure and I can put efforts to this role.
You told that you have handled number of projects, right? What are the
Yes.
key traits which you have learned while handling the projects?
The main thing I have learned that you have to be prepared for any kind of situation. It can come any kind of like recently I have faced a project while working in IoT. Uh, my server got flashed, so I have alternate plans already ready for it. So I am be prepared with my plan B also.
Tell me about your strength and weakness, Gaurav.
Uh, my strengths include leadership, and I am versatile. I can adapt any kind of nature. And my weakness, I would say, like I like to think out of box thinking. So sometimes it backfires on it. So, but it works also.
You mentioned the terminology leadership right now. Right? So, what do you mean by leadership, first thing? And second, any of the past instance where you have performed the leadership quality really well?
Ma'am, I would say leadership is a quality of good judgment and making the team always motivated and uh, and being a leader, you have to work from the front and you have to always make the team motivated for any kind of situation. So I also implemented these things in my projects and I got a good result from it.
Tell me, if I simply ask you, uh, if you are handling a project of, you can say you handle a project, there might be people of 4 or 5 in number. If I give you a teamwork where you have to handle a team of 50 people, how will you do that? A chunk of 50 people you have to handle.
Ma'am, firstly I will talk with them and I will interact with them basically, and I will try to understand about their mentality and what they come from, and from there, I will I will make a team where they can feel firstly I will make them comfortable, and then I will start about interacting and make them motivated for the projects and what will they face in the upcoming next years, and like this I will work with them.
Or if you have to summarize your personality in just one word, what will be that word you will choose for yourself?
Uh, I would say I can work in under pressure.
That's not a one word.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Can we move to the next now? My last question for you. You have to tell me about your strength and weakness.
Okay. Ma'am, as I told, I have a strength of good leadership and I can adapt in any kind of nature. And my out-of-box thinking is my weakness, but it is a kind of strength also.
Okay, fine. So any of the contribution you've done towards the nation till now, Gaurav?
Uh, Ma'am, I did mention that I am since school life I was a rower, so I played national events. So one of my key, event is I won gold medal in national rowing championship, where I represented my state.
Why didn't you pursue your career in sports and all that only?
What, ma'am?
Why didn't you pursue your career in that instance? That
Yes, ma'am, I would love to do so, but according to my financial status, I become a financial member of my family. So my now goal is to get a job and become a financial supporter of my family.
let me guide you, Gaurav, certain things which are lacking in you. First is your introduction. That's way too lengthy. Whenever you're interacting with a person, you don't want to listen to the whole story from that. That is why we have a CV or resume ready with us. But the other thing is we have to introduce ourselves in a very crisp, precise, and a short manner. That's just a thing you need to keep in your mind. If I were in your place, I would have introduced like this. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Gaurav. I hail from city this. Coming to my academic background, I have done this in my graduation, or I'm currently pursuing my graduation from so and so university, whatever is the university plan or this, in this stream, you could target your stream. And this stream, my area of core strength, my area of expertise, you could talk about your two perfect, like the subject you're very well versed in. Okay. So you can talk about your core strength. After that, you could mention that apart from this, any of your achievement, any of your project thing, I've done multiple projects, and the major project which I've done is this one. Okay. So this is the way your introduction was way too elongated. Then comes your hobby section, right? Hobbies where you mentioned your hobbies in the introduction only. That's not required. You don't have any well different hobby. That's not required now. If you have hobby which is quite you can say unique one, that you could have mentioned. If it's all about guitar and listening to songs and all that, that you could skip it out. Let the other person ask. Okay, so that was wrong. Coming to the leadership qualities, you could say, if I asked you a question related to on the leadership only, I've handled multiple project you have handled 3 4 people. How would you handle a team or of 50 people? Now it's very simple. I'll make it a group of people according to their expertise into various chunks. I'm going to divide them. Suppose 50 people are there, 10 people in each category, which will carry a head. It will be in a hierarchy position so that it will be very comfortable for me to manage a team. It is basically just a skill, a situational question which is given to you. Any situation can be given to you, right? Like it can be your boss is due to you. How would you handle it out? Two subordinates started fighting. How would you resolve the fight? Something like that. So such questions also need a good answer or a good crisp answers for that. You could wait and you can answer it out. Basic things which are very much important to change in you, Gaurav, is your lengthy answers, your facial expressions, which are completely blank. You don't smile, you don't interact. It looks
Yeah.
like a very, you can say, the introduction, which is a robotic one. Never be like that. Okay. More you interactive, less you speak, quality you speak, you're going to win the game. Okay. Where do you see yourself in next 5 years? Parameters like if I talk about the next 5 years, I don't know where I would land up, but yes, in a progressive promotional career, or you can say as a good, enriched, knowledgeable professional. Will be knowledgeable better than today. What is Gaurav doing? The knowledge he has ingrained after 5 years, obviously, his knowledge will be expanding. Progressive promotional career, everyone is looking for. If I'm into this place, I would like to look at in a future at some different designation also, right? So that is what you're aspiring for. In a very brief answer, I could give you. Rest. It was fine. Your content needs to little bit polish. That would be done with the snaps, with the topics, with the questions I will be carrying with you. Because every time I've noted a list of questions which I've asked. These questions prepare yourself. Next time there will be no repetition of the question. What my
Okay.
stake is, I don't repeat the questions. I always try to find different questions so that you brainstorm in that directions. And that is the best way you can do
Okay,
it.
ma'am.
Okay? But yes, do remember this thing, lengthy facial expressions, blank, take a pause, prepare an answer, then speak. Okay, all these things. Any problem from your side, Gaurav, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, actually, I want to say in my CV there is the major project I didn't mention over there. So can I include it in my introduction?
Exactly, that is okay. Even if you mention some things which are not in the CV, they can be. You need to end your interview and your introduction in that instance where you want an interviewer to ask you the question. The last liner needs to be very important. Okay. Last project, if you're very well versed, I've done multiple projects during my curriculum. The major project is this. Don't explain the project, just the name of the project. That's important.
Okay.
Okay. Chalo.
Okay,
All
ma'am.
the best, Gaurav. We'll meet
Thank
next.
you, ma'am.